reporter John Roberts.
Let's get it, man! Yeah! Andy Harris, how are you doing, man?
How are you, John?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
How did you live through Everest, man?
Oh my goodness! Everything we went through, it was just horrible. I lost my finger. Actually, technically, I lost my life, but I mean, I came back just to interview with you, bud. Just to interview with you.
Well, thank you.
Oh yeah, of course, always.
So
Gotta read the plot. Sorry, I'm late.
So, got a few questions for you.
Oh yeah, always.
Since you're just hanging out.
Oh yeah, right. Just just cause.
Alright, so I mean, before embarking on Everest. In 1976, what were your feelings towards the whole adventure and the whole, did you believe your team would make it, physically, mentally?
Oh, well, I definitely did have some hope. I mean, it was my first time, as you might have not known, but it was my first time, so... Oh, thank you, yes, a little bit better. It was my first time, so... My feelings, I didn't really have anything to compare to. I couldn't be like, oh, the other expedition was as fun, or the other expedition was better, or more smooth, because my first time, like I said before, so really I kind of just had an open mind to everything. But having a bunch of other newbies, as everyone likes to call them, it was a little intimidating just to have a crowd full of new beginners kind of all learning how to do such a dangerous expedition.
So these newbies that you call, so... How are your feelings towards them? Are they gonna weigh you down on your expedition? Are they gonna help you out spontaneously?
Oh, that's something I always thought of. I really was hoping that we kind of be on the same level and kind of, since we're all the first timers, help each other out and give each other examples. But there was a big line between who knew what they were doing and who didn't. So I mean, it was kind of hard to pick a side because I didn't want to be a show off, but at the same time, I didn't want to be one of those stragglers who always needed their hand held.
Now, your team leader.
Oh, Rob Paul, yes, what a guy.
Rob Paul, let's talk about him for a minute.
Definitely. Well, his patience, I think, John, is phenomenal. It really is, because of the amount of people who, like I said, the fine line of who knew what they were doing and who didn't. There was a lot on the side of who didn't know what they were doing, and his patience for questions and newbies, that's my favorite word I like to say now, was very high. He was very helpful, and even when simple tasks like when Yasko Namba tried putting out a crampon, took her 30 minutes just to put him on the wrong way, almost got himself killed, but Rob still very calmly and helpfully helped her out and made sure she didn't screw up the rest of the expedition. So I think he's a very patient man. He's very skilled to deal with so many beginners and still not kill anyone.
How did you contribute to your team as a whole now?
Well, I do think that a lot of independence goes into working as a team. I'm a very good, as you can tell, very fit and athletic. Thanks, do a little. Alright. Thank you. But since I'm very athletic and independent climber, I can go off, not really ahead of the group, but I can do things on my own where I don't need my hand held and where I don't need the guys to always supervise me, so they can spend their time and energy to help all the other people like Yasko Nama who had troubles during the whole expedition. So I think my independence kind of helped the group by itself, because me not needing anyone to hold my hand through anything. So I thought that was a very, very important thing. And also, it was a very big game changer, and I was single-handedly responsible for spreading the rumor about the empty oxygen tanks in I think Camp 4 it was. So I have a couple things under my belt to be proud of,
Well, I mean, what can you do when you're at, 26,000 feet up in the air,
That is true. Not thinking really at your best top level, but
oxygen, how much do you bring?
just a little, just a little.
What did you face on the way down the mountain on your descent? After being on the very top, being up there waiting for what was his name again?
Oh yeah, waiting for, was it Doug you're talking about, or
yeah,
Raw?
Sure it was Doug.
Doug, yeah. What a slow kid. What a slow kid.
Quite a bit,
He did. Just like some other people, they were slow, but since I was able to stride through and go on my own, it was very nice. But at the end, it was sad that we had to lose so many people, including me myself. But I mean, I still got to come back and talk about myself.
Now, I mean, I was just informed that you were on top for at least 2 hours.
It was a sad thing.
Johnny Krakauer was only up there for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
How did you manage to be up there for that amount of time?
Well, John, I kind of just thought this is the last time. This is such a hard thing. I never thought I was gonna get to the top again. It was such a crazy experience. I really thought that this was gonna be my last time. Even if I did get to have a lucky chance like that, I thought the first time was the best. Just soak it all in. But obviously, it was my last time to be on top of Everest, so I'm glad I did.
Jeez. Jeez, alright, man. So, I mean, what would you give to future climbers and, thrillists, you want to say?
Yeah, I like that one. I like that word.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, no matter what, if there's a turnaround time that everyone agreed on, even if your guide him or herself, I should say, wants to go against it, you really shouldn't. A turnaround time is meant to keep everyone safe and prevent bad things happening, like what happened on our expedition. Also, when there's a storm around everybody, please stick close. Won't be a bad idea to tie your shoelaces together because you get lost easily. Right now, if we were in the middle of that storm, the camera probably couldn't even see us right now, John. It was one of those fantastic moments, but most importantly, if you're ever off by yourself, sit down and just start waving your hand because the last thing you want to do, thinking you're heading off to camp, will really fall off a crevasse.
Alright. Well, I'm John Roberts, and this is Andy Harris.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, and have a good night.